So, as a parent, I want to talk about the abuse and check in with my child, but am I going to cause more upset by doing that? Am I going to cause more damage?
Well, I think let's separate those two things out, damage versus upset. You might cause some upset because actually this is an upsetting topic, but damage, that's a different thing. You know, we would actually say, or I would say that to let the young person know that this is a topic that we can talk about. We often talk about drop and run, to sort of say, hey, look, I'm just checking in, just know you can say what you need to say to me, or model the fact that if they have tried a few things to say that you handle it well and you can hear it well. That's all, money in the bank as far as that child's trust that these are things that can be talked about. That if you notice the child being out of sorts or distressed, or to kind of check in and make sure they're okay, to say, hey, look, we haven't mentioned this for a while, just so that I think about it too. If you so find some ins, can bring it up, and it might cause upset, but that upset might be really necessary, because like any wound, we need to kind of pay attention to it, and we might even need to clean it out a little bit, and that might hurt. Because if we just cover it over, then that can things can fester. The damage bit might be if we pursue it for our own kind of anxiety and distress. So if we're not reading the child's cues, and if we sort of say, hey, look, let's talk about it, and the child goes, oh, get away, mum, or stop it, and we go, no, come on, we need to talk about it. Does that mean, so if we're being forceful about it because we're anxious, or we get really upset about it, or the way in which we talk about it is overriding the child's messages to us, then that can maybe cause a bit of harm, because if we think about sexual harm, it's that someone invaded my boundaries, and we've got to be really careful when we kind of are unpacking this stuff, that we're doing it carefully and respectfully and at the child's pace.
Yes.
And it might be, again, if your child's in therapy, that your role as parent is less about the detail and more about just saying, hey, as mum or as dad or as auntie or uncle or whoever is their significant adult, I'm here to talk about whatever you want to talk about. And you can kind of rely on the fact that in therapy they can talk about the more nitty gritty if that's what they're comfortable doing. Or you talk to the therapist about ways in which to bring it up, or if it is brought up, how do we talk about it safely for both of us? And you can get some clues from the therapist around that.
Yeah. Sounds like lots of empathy is required.